So today is the 19th. Sorry, I missed the 18th again. Um, Yesterday just was very busy, and today is actually very busy too. I am recording this while baking a pie. We are doing Thanksgiving tomorrow. My sister works in the medical field, and she has to work on Thanksgiving Day, so we're doing it early, and I am baking pies. Yay! So there's that. I also have to still take my spouse to all her appointments and do all the normal stuff. I talked to my doctor, and my doctor is super supportive of my transition and everything. And she was just super nice again. She said that since my testosterone levels have been so consistent for a full year now, that she is good with me not getting tested every 3 months. And that's really good because I was due to need some more testosterone while she wouldn't be available during like the holidays. And she's like, I will just refill your tea. You don't have to get any labs done. Your labs are perfect. She said I'm a beautiful patient. Every time she sees my labs, she just smiles. So she said my liver and my kidney and all that kind of stuff are still no marbleization, no nothing. They're still perfect. She said she wishes all her patients came back with labs like mine. So yay! But even though she won't be available when I need my testosterone refill, I don't have to worry about labs or nothing. She said that I can get labs done in like 6 months or even a year. But whether I take my labs on time or not is not going to determine whether I get T. She said I've been on it long enough and my results have been positive enough that she's not going to take me off of T. If I forget to do my labs on time, she'll remind me that I should probably do my labs, but she'll still fill the T. So I do not have to ever worry about my testosterone being refilled. My doctor has been so supportive about it and super supportive about my surgeries and all that stuff. She was so disappointed to hear that so many doctors give trans folks trouble. She's like, that's our job. We're supposed to help you. And I was like, yeah, but a lot of trans people have to really fight with their doctors about it. And she's like, but we know you need that. Like, if we send you to a surgeon and give you the referral, we know that the surgeon's gonna need a letter. Like, I don't understand why anyone should ever have to fight with their doctor. I'm so sad to hear that. So that was nice of her. I've finally been making it to trans support group again, so that's good. And I actually help some people in my other international trans support group, so that's something. I actually really like this international one that's for trans folks over 30. I relate to everybody a lot more, and I've actually like gained something out of it instead of just being the like big brother, which I like being a big brother to a certain extent, but I would like more of a mutual interaction. I feel like this, support group has definitely been doing that. Um, it's a trans masculine over 30 Discord, so um, if anyone, needs it or anything, I found it on Reddit. There's a trans masculine over 30 Reddit section as well, but it's actually been pretty helpful for me. Um, there's you know a lot to be said for my normal trans support group where we actually meet on Zoom and stuff like that, and you can see people's faces while you're talking and everything. Um, there's someone who joined it that we've been relating a lot, pretty well. Um, so that's good. Um, Making a friend, it seems like maybe a little. Um, I have been trying to trim my beard a little more because I've been walking every single day by the waterfront for a couple of hours at least, to try to get my weight down from this stupid point 0.4 over the BMI thing, which I'll talk about shortly. But I had a police officer pass me a couple of times more than once, and I realized that if my beard gets a little longer, because it's rainy, I have to wear, coats and stuff sometimes. Um, I think they think I'm homeless. I've noticed that a lot of the men in this particular area have like really, really close to their face beards if they have a beard at all. Like none of them wear anything scruffy. So I've been trying to keep my beard a little more to the point, and not let it grow out quite as like curly or whatever because um, apparently I'm accidentally profiling myself. Didn't mean to do that. I just liked having a beard. This beard doesn't seem to cause any problems. So, um, but that's kind of crappy that people get profiled that easily for something that they're not. Like I live in this area. I should be able to just like walk in peace, um, and not, I don't know, have people be suspicious. Like this is literally my neighborhood, but whatever. Um, Police are gonna be police. Um, the main thing is the seals and the sea lions and all of that. That's been really nice and therapeutic still, for me. Walking along the waterfront really, really has been good for me. Good for my peace of mind. I have finally gotten rid of the 3 to 5 pounds last night. I sent pictures, emailed them all into the surgeon's office, and woke up this morning to a phone call, and they were like, "Yeah, so everything's good except for there's the insurance wants my one of my letters to be slightly reworded." Which shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's the last thing is to just change the wording on 2 sentences. And then I'm good to go. They said that I'll be able to schedule a consultation probably a month and a half to 3 months, and then I will be able to have surgery 3 to 4 months after the consultation. Um, which means at the maximum it would be like 8 months till I can get top surgery, and at the more lower end of things it'd be like 5 months. Um, I'm, first of all, insanely relieved that it's not like a year. I was very worried that because of the pandemic and the way that they made the waiting list thing sound and stuff, that it was going to be like over a year till I had top surgery. And she was pretty confident that that was not the case at all. The second thing is, unfortunately, that's a pretty wide range of months for me. Um, so I got to figure out what we're doing when around those times. But it's actually starting to be in motion, which is like finally awesome. Let's do this. I I would like that. I would like that very much to get that done, get my top surgery done. Because once I start recuperating from my top surgery, I can start in for bottom surgery stuff. That does also give me a time frame of how long I have to get more comfortable with the idea of an external ultrasound. Um, because if I want to get started on bottom surgery stuff, I need to have already done the external ultrasound. Um, so, uh, doctors poking and prodding me is not my favorite thing in the world at all, but I am going to be actively working on it because hopefully next week I'm going to have my first therapy appointment. Um, Basically, I could not find a therapist who would accept Medicaid who actually was qualified in any way, shape, or form to help me, who was taking patients. Just flat out. My girlfriend went through literally every single therapist, uh, psychologist, counselor, every single thing covered by my insurance, and every single one of them were either not taking patients or were not qualified. And um, I mean, I had basically done the same thing, but not making sure I hit every single name the way that she did. But I looked and looked and looked, and I could not find anyone. So a trans person in my trans support group suggested this therapist, and we had a consultation, and she seems like she'll be a good fit. She seems qualified. She seems like she can handle all the stuffs. She's written multiple letters for multiple patients before. She's apparently got a history of it and doesn't mind at all. So um, there's that, and then she also works almost exclusively with people who have had PTSD or trauma and stuff. So she works with a lot of LGBT plus, and she works with you know people who've had it, like that kind of situations in their life. So that's really really good. Um, I am hoping that it goes really well. She did go ahead and give me a sliding scale because of our financial situation, and then um, it's hopefully going to work out. Really, really strapped budget wise, but at the same time, it's really, really important. Like, I need obviously to have a therapist. So, um, I, I mean, even besides being trans, but specifically just being trans, um, it's 11 months on real testosterone. Again, I did start testosterone before, but it was like on a microdose that was way too small, and the gel just wasn't absorbing, or else it wasn't doing anything because it only went to testosterone levels that I already naturally produced. It never actually went up. So being on an actual dose of testosterone is 11 months yesterday. So um, I guess I'll do the voice thing. Hi, my name is Lil. This is my voice, 11 months on T. Um, I don't know if in the last month there's been a lot of like physical changes with me so much as um, I feel like there's been a lot of going through the frustration and the sadness of things not working and things not moving forward, and there being like no forward momentum to trying to push through that and get to a better emotional place. Um, I started talking with the therapist and stuff like that, and I've been walking and I've been eating a major caloric deficit. My doctor was actually like, wow, this is temporary, right? Because apparently 700 to 900 calories is really not ideal for a person to do. And then every other day, I'm doing intermittent fasting, which means at least 16 hours of not eating at all, anything. So I had to do some unhealthy things to get the weight loss, but I did lose enough weight that I can finally move forward, which is the main thing. I do intend to raise my caloric intake to a more healthy range, but I also intend to keep walking. I just am going to walk um, more of a healthy amount instead of like, 2 to 5 hours, maybe make it like, an hour or two. The other thing is I would like to be able to do some strength training again. I really, really don't like feeling weak and feeling like the exercise that I'm doing doesn't promote like muscular anythings. And to me, having that that sense of strength really, really goes a long way toward my mental health just in general. But I need to be careful about it because I don't want to gain weight and then have an issue again where I'm trying to force myself down in weight. So I have to balance things out a little bit. I'm probably not going to start doing the strength things until after the new year just because, I mean, let's be honest, my calorie intake on like Thanksgiving and the holidays and stuff is probably going to be way higher than what I would actually normally choose. So I don't want to add to the bulking issue or whatever, however you want to say that. Um, you know, I don't want to take the risk of having like some sort of influx of weight or whatever, and then them say, oh, well, we've got to postpone you having surgery again. That would be horrible. So, um, trying to avoid that. I don't know, physically, I don't know what's changed or anything in the last month. I feel like everything kind of plateaued at after the initial like jump starts of changes. And honestly, a lot of stuff was already there or didn't need to change, so I feel like there was less to change. Um, it just seems to be like settled or whatever. But I'm settled at a really good amount of testosterone. I'm over. I'm basically almost 900, and for my testosterone level, which is really good for how low my estrogen level is. Like really good. My doctor's super confident that my body is still producing its own testosterone on top of the supplement, which is a really good thing to me, um, and more indicative of an external ultrasound needing to happen. I just gotta get there. Uh, um, if the Social Security Administration would open up availabilities for types of things you can go for an appointment for, that would be amazing. I would super appreciate that, and then I could go finish my name change stuff. Um, would really like that because my gender marker's already changed. I just need the freaking base name. Um, it keeps coming up, and it's so. It feels like getting punched every time it comes up. It's horrible. I hate it. Um, but it it is n- not a controllable thing. I can't control when that opens up. At least I have the court order for when it does. At least there's that. I have a lot of excitement for you know the the surgery actually possibly happening, not in a crazy amount of time. Um, I'm hoping that this means that I can have the surgery basically before I turn 38, because it's going to take at least a couple of years minimum to do bottom surgeries. And the sooner I get this done and the sooner I get started into all of that, the sooner hopefully it'll be in my life that I can be done with all of this crap and moved on to actually just plain old life. That would be really awesome. I would love it if I could just exist. And I know surgery isn't a cure for all dysphoria ever, but I know for me personally, it would help me so tremendously. I mean, I just, I, I'm very excited to at least be getting underway with the top surgery thing in some way, shape, or form. Um, I have to wait a little while on the waiting list because there are people ahead of me, um, for my consultation and stuff, but at least it's going. I don't know what else to say. And at least I will be starting therapy hopefully next week. It might not be next week, but hopefully next week. um, because that's also a really important thing. And if I can get established with this therapist, I believe that you need to have seen the therapist for like 6 months before they can write you a letter or something like that. So I'm hopeful that, you know, I'll have seen the therapist long enough, if it's a good fit, that I can get the letter from this therapist. Because my New York therapist, um, as awesome as she was and as much as I appreciate her, she is all the way in New York and has her own job and everything. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty grateful that at least I got that call this morning. Like, made me so excited. Very ecstatic, very happy about that. And it's interesting. The woman in the office said she's sorry that there's the wait list thing, that they have 3 times as many people trying to get top surgery as of about spring than they had all the time before that. And she said she doesn't know why, But for some reason, in the spring of this year, a whole ton of people apparently decided they wanted top surgery in this area. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic and they had time to reflect on their lives and figure themselves out. I don't know if it's because it seems like a lot of people are doing therapy. Like, therapy is really booked. Um, so maybe a lot of people are figuring themselves out because of that. But apparently, it just like shot up for some reason around spring of this year. So next month I will be a year on actual testosterone and healthy testosterone. Um, it'll be almost a year of me not being depressed, which is just a weird thing to say for me even now after it's been a while. It's still really weird to to know that and think that about myself. Um, like super life changing. Um, like completely life changing. So, um, I'm pretty overall in a better mental state than I was in the last video. But there's some obvious reasons for that, and hopefully things keep going better. Hopefully momentum builds up and everything. Um, I would like that a lot. But yeah, I gotta go check on the pie and possibly be pulling it out of the oven in like 5 minutes, so I have to end this. Um, but for 11 months on testosterone, I just, I don't know, it's been a while since I've had like physical changes that I'm aware of. Um, maybe someone watching these is like, oh no, you look totally different or something, but I'm not aware of it if there's something. um, I would like if there were some changes still. I guess I can mention that things that I still would like to happen is maybe my eyebrows get a little thicker. Like, they don't need to get a lot thicker, but even just the slightest smidge would be really helpful. Obviously, I wish my blonde mustache would darken up like these things darkened up a little bit. I wouldn't mind if this darkened up more, and would love it. Adam's apple. What have I always wanted? An Adam's apple. Um, I would like it if I did have some body recomping. Get more bulky up here and less bulky down on the thighs, hips, butt area. Um, that would be nice too. Um, but I really can't complain too much. I mean, I'm not bald or balding as of yet, on testosterone. I mean, yes, there's the acne, but I'm trying to manage it as best as I can and using products for it and stuff. And then, like, seriously, there's been so many health improvements with my physical and my mental health for me. Um, I really wish there was more help and information for people who don't have bodies that are this cookie cutter male and female. I really, really hope that the medical field and technology and science keeps moving in a forward direction with all of those things because it needs to happen and it helps people. I, I, I I'm so beyond grateful for the help that I have had even thus far, and for the help in the future that I will have. Like, it gives me so much hope, and I just hope other people out there, if anyone sees this and they're frustrated or they're not feeling hope, that you get some hope. I have been on testosterone technically for more than a year, and I'm getting top surgery. And I know some people are maybe like 1 month or 3 months on testosterone, and you're just starting into things, and you think everything's super far away, um, because it feels that way. But it's really, really like a lot to be grateful for, that that it could be less than a year from right now and top surgery would be done. Um, and I'm not getting top surgery like less than a year after starting, um, a real dose of testosterone, but at least I'm moving forward toward the top surgery. I know some trans folks who, spend years on testosterone before they can get their top surgery. So I I feel very grateful that I have met, like, again, my therapist in New York who was so helpful, and then my doctor here who's just been so helpful. Having someone with a little bit of authority in your court and trying to fight with you instead of against you, um, makes just an incredible world of difference. And I am so grateful, like, just crazy grateful. So I gotta get off of here and go take care of a pie. And yeah, this is just my 11th month on real testosterone. So next month, next month will be a year. Anyway, have fun.